Wait, you're telling me this was ADHD the whole time? Hey everyone, I'm here filming my first video as She's ADHD Different. My name's Emily and super stoked that you stopped by. As I'm navigating getting to know myself better post-diagnosis, I'm really trying to pull apart what's me and what's my ADHD. Now, we've all heard of hyperfocus, time blindness, hyperactivity, but some of the surprising ADHD symptoms that I'll mention today are some of our less common quirks. These can be some indicating signs of ADHD in adults or children. I myself did all of these before I even knew that I had ADHD. Having an erratic sleep schedule and being a night owl. Basically, sleepovers as a kid in the 90s and 2000s was everybody but me passing out, and then the entire night I would be tossing and turning and at war with the ticking clock or the green glow of the VCR just blasting into my eyeballs. If you don't know what a VCR is, I forgive you for insinuating that I'm old. As an adult, I'll either fitfully sleep for 5 hours and be exhausted the next morning, or I'll conk out for 10 hours and be exhausted the next morning. Tony and I are here to report the next surprising sign of ADHD, which is having trouble listening to auditory directions and processing them. I later learned that this is auditory processing disorder, which is very common in folks with ADHD, but growing up or as an adult, I would have people telling me verbal directions, I would be engaged in the conversation, nodding along, making eye contact. As soon as those directions are finished, it's like in one ear, out the other. I was never even present in the conversation in the first place. Have you ever discovered a new song that you're just obsessed with and you literally listen to it 6 or 7 times over and over again? This is a perfect example of hyperfocus and one of the less common ways that it manifests into our everyday lives. We find songs that we really love and we keep going back for hit after hit of dopamine because it makes us feel really good. Just like kisses from our fur babies, even though they just lick their butts. Having a constant monologue in my head. I didn't know until recently that not everyone has a nonstop stream of consciousness chattering away in their brain. I thought everybody lived like this. You mean to tell me that people actually have silence in their brains? I now know with my inattentive ADHD diagnosis that this is a hyperactive mind. It has some awesome benefits like making tangential connections and coming up with witty comebacks, but it also has a lot of exhausting negatives like never shutting the up. Being unable to read or study with lyrical music or background conversations. Wait, you're telling me this was ADHD the whole time? This would have been great to know in college when I was trying to study for exams or for classes on the bottom floor of the library where my friends were all gathered at a table, we're all chatting, and I could not get a lick of work done. The only thing that worked for me would be moving to the 3rd floor of the library where you would get dirty looks if you so much as coughed, and I would be able to study there because it was pin drop silent. So that's a wrap for the 5 things that I didn't know were ADHD related. If you related to any of these, definitely let me know below in the comments, or feel free to shout out the ones that I didn't mention that you think are extra quirky or uncommon. I post new videos every Thursday, so make sure to hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and let me know in the comments what you want to hear about next. Catch you next time.
Tony thinks your brain is beautiful.